Hi everyone, glad to be here. How are you? Hope it has going. Davis here, and today we're going to continue drawing the illustration from Kiara. Surprisingly, I think we could finish it yesterday, but technical issues and basically, I was also a bit tired. Today I'm also slightly tired, but I guess a little bit less. Hi Cultro, glad to be here. How are you? Hope it has going. Have you been, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Hi, hi. Illustration of good. How are you? Doing good, doing good. I'm going to first send out like notifications that hey, I'm streaming type stuff. Twitch.tv/Devis Moriarty CH. Okay. And yeah, we are going to continue drawing the illustration of Kiara. We are going to slowly work out stuff, hopefully. And I believe there won't be any much issues, you know what I mean? I do hope that we'll be able to figure it out today. It's just the clothing, and clothing is kind of giving me some issues, mostly because it's the aphantasia stuff, the unfortunate turn of everything, and yeah, alrighty, sent everything everywhere that I wanted, and I think we're going to use yeah. Alrighty. For some reason, there you go. Like Reno Tuna's thing is not loading. Something is going on with the thing. But yeah, we're here. We are going to continue drawing. It's just it's just going to be a bit rough. The thing I want is not going to be really God knows how difficult. Most likely I'm going to redo the shading just for the for the top that we gave to Kiara. Maybe we'll have to redo a little bit of things here because like here it seems like there should be like an entire line that we're supposed to see, so this line for the boob shouldn't be there, and that would probably help us a little bit more. But yeah, besides that, is there anything that I would want to say, show before we start working on things? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I've been enjoying this when I came back from work. I came back from work hour earlier, give or take, so I've took a quick shower right after coming back from work and started just drawing something for myself. So yeah, I'm thinking about setting up throne, it's really cool, thank you. So yeah, I'm just thinking about it, don't know if I'm going to use it, maybe, or whatever, it's just, it seems like a cool idea. But yeah, I need to figure that out. I really like the shading on the skin that I've done, so that I can say that it's actually one of the better ones. But in general, I really need to get around shading clothing. And I do think it's like mostly because I'm messing things up. So I need to like figure out what I'm messing on and what is the step that is making me mess things around and get rid of that messing up, you know? So that's the one, you know? I'm going to delete this. And we have this line that goes here. This line is supposed to actually wrap around her breasts like this, right? So that line is also wrong. So this is the end point for it. And here, I suppose, or like here, whatever. Because that's like slightly bent, but you know. And we want to follow the general shape of her chest, right? Because it's like a uniform, but and also it's like a shirt, so it's not going to like be God knows how like bendy around the area if it's supposed to like, you know, basically like hold things together, you know what I mean? Did I send out the notification on our server? Yes, I did. I have no idea what up with my brain recently, but yeah. I think it's because of too much work. And you can see how much I've messed up the color here. Which means I have to do it like this, and it's, yeah, no. I've messed it up so badly. Unbelievable. Okay, whatever, I guess. Let's just continue from that point, make this properly. Let's now make this properly. Or maybe this line properly. And we are going to figure things out later on. Because that's actually the correct placement of it. And this is supposed to be here. So you can see how far off I am. It's like at least 1 centimeter off. In clothing design, basically. That's something very bad and something I really need to start paying more attention towards too. And it's because now I can say this because I've took some rest and I actually see those issues. I see those mistakes of mine. And that's why it's very important to either have someone, after a drawing session, to have someone point things out to you, or during it, like stream, or while after drawing, take some time and reflect on your drawing. Look for the issues, you know, look for the problems. This is quite specific thing. Of course I'm going to go with it because like I've messed up, so I need to like go with it, but you know what I mean. Yeah, and I can just do something like that, and you know, and like that, for example. And basically like a line here that's going to like show the material bend around her breasts, right? So it's like genuinely going to make something up for it. And now her uniform looks okay, and because I've done some... Jesus Christ. Golly. Okay, I think I've done it. Oh gee. Well, I hate it. Okay. Oh my. But yeah, so now we fixed the line art as much as we could. Of course, I'm not going to like erase this entire section and redo everything top to bottoms, even though. Hi GTA, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it's going? Haven't seen you in a while, GTA. Have you been? So yeah, the entire like thing going on here is just generally going to go around the, you know, some sections here and there. We're going to work stuff out for the shades, but whatever is happening here, we're out. We're out. It's just going to look weird. Go figure. I think that's why her neck seems like weirdly long or thick. It's because of those like lines are not aligning properly. So yeah, damn. Okay, I've messed it up. But hey, I'm noticing things, right? That's the more important element. So let's get to coloring, shall we? I've got a new mail. Okay, that's, yeah, cool. And now we can actually, you know, shade her right. And yes, there is a, you know, a method to calculate the shading on the stomach compared to the breast size. I've just done one of them. If someone would ever, you know, struggle, because it's, of course, it's difficult. So. G. Also, we are going to go with my family on Monday to art gallery. There's going to be an exhibition of the human body art. You know, like those preserved like muscle structures of human bodies, right? It's really cool because it's going to show a lot of like, you know, I see it as a form of to improve also my muscle structures. So yeah. Have you all been, folks? Have you all been? I was hoping to have like either a day off or, you know, I was hoping to have either a day off or having a at least shorter work day today, because like I'm working transport and a lot of companies don't have an actual work today, and you know, basically because of that I was expecting not to actually have any kind of work for me, but surprisingly my boss like got really stubborn and he forced us to still attend the, you know, still attend the job. So that's quite a bummer, if you'd ask me. But what can you do, you know? In theory, because like, here's the thing. Over here, owners of companies, right? So bosses have, or like just generally companies. They, when you don't have, how to say this? When a day off that was due to a holiday comes up as a day off on weekend, in theory your company should offer you a free day off during the week to compensate for that action, because actually the holidays and such are because there's like a, I guess you can say, psychology associated with the how to say this. There's like a psychology associated with like the general, concept of healthy work standards. So in theory, we're supposed to still get a day off, and one day off is surprise, on Sunday. It's right. It's on 5th of April, and basically he could just give us that day off, like today, and forget about the entire thing. But now he's like probably not going to give us that day back, even though he should. And he's probably going to risk getting like crippled of issues if there's going to be a a checkup. But he ordered us some food and let us go sometime earlier, seeing that there's literally nothing going on that we can do. So like he kept us in the office as much as he could, and when there was like totally nothing that he could do about like no work, then he just let us get back to homes. He also dropped me off because I don't drive, so at least that's good. Yeah. Yeah, just kind of having fun. And now this is the good shading. That's exactly the shading I want to see. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's just add some gradient here, Yeah, this, damn, that's good. That's my jam. Okay, we can continue. Like this? Yeah? No. Yeah? No? No. Like this? Here. Those are going to flap like that. Right? Because again, like, this is like a realistic thing, because like even if someone is slim, there's still some muscle and fat tissue along with your skin, which is still like thick, right? Because like if you're hydrated properly, it's still kind of like it's like slightly thicker, right? So in general concept, like if you have your skin, it's still going to like, and you can still like, you know, try to push on it, and you can see like your skin like wrinkle, or like when you try to like push on it, you're going to see that it's like bulging out. It's literally because of like all the stuff underneath the skin and your skin together is still like causing, it's still like a material that can be compressed and bulge out on the sides, right? So that's why, for example, Kiara being like rather a thinner person, I've drew her with more realistic perception, and where she has a belt around her waist, it's actually compressing her stomach and causing like some like bulging out from the compression, right? So like that's why here you can see that there are like structures, right? This is like her body generally, right? So that's the concept, at least. And basically zero give like that is probably only going to mean that you're rather how to say this, you're rather anorexic, right? Because you don't really have much well, first of all, your skin is not elastic. Second of all, you don't have any fat tissue, even though fat in human body is also a how do you say this, even though like fat tissue is also a form of a how to organ, there you go, it's also an organ. So considering that fat is also an organ, it's like at least some portion of it's still supposed to be in your body, right? And yeah, you know, that's why there's like body fat percentile, because like fat is like basically your storage for energy, and the body fat percentile can actually be a form of, you know, representation of how much energy your body is collecting, which means you might not really be able to properly how to say that, you might not be able to properly well, I've lost that. I've lost my thought. Whatever. Sorry. But yeah. Did I watch Akamega Kill? No, I didn't. I still need to like get myself in. Did I work on commissions? No, because I was too tired. Surprisingly, after streams, I've got like after stream yesterday, even though I was like super hyped, and I think I finished still with a bunch of energy. I finished the stream and I've like all the energy like just left me, so sad. But because I didn't really work on any commissions, but today I'm going to try to, because tomorrow I'm not going to go to work. Tomorrow I'll have like a huge thing to do. Also, you know, for those who are wondering, no stream tomorrow, right? It's one of the 2 break days that we have in a week as of recently, so you know, just so you would know that on Saturdays we are not going to stream. And on Sunday I'm going to try to make a bit longer stream, but I think it's going to be rather like forced out shorter stream, mostly due to the you know, mostly due to holidays, right? People are going to attend holidays, and I don't want to be, you know, person who's going to like, you know, probably stream during that period, but whatever. I guess I might try to squeeze in something, you know. I'm not really a person who's making like God knows what kind, you know, God knows how much, you know, Easter holiday things basically. I'm not really a religious person either. So. Ew, actually, wait. But you know, it's just we're going to have some party on Sunday. You know, in our way. So. And of course, like over here, we're still going to show some more stuff. Over here, there's also going to be the thing because, like, as a matter of fact, the stomach, right, it's not going to be like flat like this, but there's going to be like a distant, like, you know, dent in here. It's not going to be like a huge thing, but there will be some because it's like weird placement around the ribs. So the ribs, whenever you're like sitting down, they're like compressing the area, and it's like, you know, you can even if you're like fit, you can still see that there's like a small bulge out around the end of the rib area. So that's the thing. And then you have like a, you know, like a thing here, right? So that's like, you know what I mean? So first it goes like out, then go in, right? And I think you can also say that it's kind of like separating, right? It's like separating where you have your stomach and your intestines, right? Add over. Yay! Hi Gooboo's got over here. How are you? Hope it has going. How have you been, buddy? So another, and then like you have the intestines, and it's like going down to the pubic area, and then the pubic area is like going in like a small thing here, and it like cuts here, and here you have like, you know, segment of your side, right? So it's going like that, and then you have the, you know, your spine is making the shape, right? So in general, like in general, there's like a lot of stuff going on around this section, because like, you know, it's just a lot of flutter around this section, and basically there are things where you can go overboard, and there are things where you might go under. You know, either way, it's still going to be good, because either way, your character is going to look very skinny, or your character is going to look a bit chubbier. So that's not an issue, but definitely introducing this kind of structure, this kind of build, it's going to give more natural body difference to your drawings, right? So that's like, you know, I guess just a healthy portion of realism. Of course, like there's a way to stylize it, so of course I do recommend getting around that. You know. I'm going to do like reverse gradient here. Because like, you know, I guess, or no? No. But I'm going to make some change here. Because yeah, just like that. And hey folks, how have you been? So because I've seen GTA said good, Goobus, how have you been? I've been good. I've been good. Just taking care of myself. Drew this after work. I'm kind of interested in this idea of characters that turn by placing on masks. This is one of the main thematics of Devis too, right? Because he also has a form where he just has a mask on himself. And I see here that I should probably add some more line here. Like some line differences. You know what I mean? Yeah, here, those two lines need to be changed. Another change to the line art, damn. I don't really do changes to the line art. Usually I'm like, if it happens, it happens. Just go over it, you know what I mean? But recently I'm like, why not? Why not? It actually makes more sense with the thing. With those lines, see? And yeah, you know, it helps me, it allows me to, you know, just do stuff. I'm just going to try to like merge this together. That line needs to like go out here, out of here, this one too. I can merge these. And we can add like a highlight here. Hell yeah, that looks so cool. Okay. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yeah, I really want to try to play something, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I want to play Mega Man Battle Network 1. Play full game, right? Play through the entire Mega Man Battle Network 1. I'm not sure if I want to 100% it, so I don't think we're going to like farm for battle chips or anything like this. All I'll be caring for is going to be probably farming out of Zenny and get crapload of OP chips from the machine, like Terra 1, 2, 3, probably Terra 3, but if you have like certain codes, you can also call in the special attacks, but I've played through the entire game without those, so go figure. Yeah, you know. I love Mega Man Battle Network 1. Well, generally Mega Man Battle Network series. Although Mega Man Battle Network 2 was really confusing for me, I've really got around some cool stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right. And I guess we can get this. Two. Yeah. Okay. Everything else is all right. I think everything else seems cool. Yeah, I'm really glad of those. I really like those shadings. Do I dare to try make a shading here? I think I need to though. Like, you know, comparable to the arm here. Like this, going like this, yeah. There we go. I started looking a bit deeper into those, you know, like directions where the light hits, and usually I'm going for like lights from the top, so why not just, you know, just why not? I believe that this will for sure help me out a little bit with shading, especially clothes, you know, clothes, body, everything. I don't think I've done like top-down shading on her, or maybe. It kind of seems like I did, so that's cool. If it's going to fit it, then nice. If not, then, you know, I guess just need some more time. It's so weird to start noticing so many more things popping up and to actually understand that it's actually because of my aphantasia that I'm doing those things. You know? Usually I would say like, oh, it's like an art style thing, right? But some of those things are not. Like for example, I've been drawing like eyes or generally faces in a very specific way. I was doing other stuff, you know. But here it's like different story. Like for example, shading for the you know, elements here. I'm doing this and this, but I'm going to actually take this color and make a gradient on this. On that thing. For those who are wondering how I'm doing my gradients and why I'm, you know, whenever I'm doing gradient I'm passing over several times, I'm using 50% opacity brush, or like even less. It's 30% opacity. It's 30% opacity, which means I can layer things one on top of another. So and basically it also has like a range of operation. So basically if I get like black and I want to make a gradient, sure, I can make a gradient like this, but you can see that it's not like fully black, right? So instead of that, I'm like, you know, doing this like that, but then like I'm layering on top of that and ending slightly sooner, and basically the gradient is like, you know, starting to pop up, see? And then you have like much more elements around this section, basically. Hi Skylar, got over here, how are you, hoping how's it going? How have you been? Hi. Prepping for Easter? Hi Sab, hi Ann, got over here, how are you, how's it going? A quick question, then I go, oh okay. Well, you don't have to, but if, well, okay, if you have to, then okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead, ask the question. But like, you know, just know that I'm not like pushing you out. What's up? Is your GF wearing rather intimate revealing clothes if you're staying at her house and both are home alone? Is that normal? If not, then EP. That depends. That depends. I know that some people have like that, but then I know that some people don't. Also, I haven't been at my GF's home, and neither did she, because it's long distance relationship. I'm in Poland, she's in America. So because I'm having one. I mean, you know, if for example your like GF is wearing like that and you don't really see her quite often, probably it's like a hint, but it's better ask or like just give her a notice, like, hey, for example, like, hey, I like your outfit or something like that. Didn't knew that new knowledge works like yeah, like just give her some attention to that, because probably she wants some attention regardless, you know. Also, I'm glad things seem alright, considering that yesterday your GF was telling you really mean things. Yeah, freaky attention, like yeah. Doesn't have to be freaky. You know, it's good to, like, at first, like, just nudge, then, like... Sorry, I'm looking because, like, my room is getting darker. I think, like, all of my light bulbs are about to die. Well, slap me stupid and pound my ass. Yeah. Whatever. I guess I just exchanged them. Alrighty, so we've got that. Yeah. Yep. And it's been like, what, 30 minutes? So that's good. Because we are now moving on to the white colors. And sorry for my voice crack. I have no idea why am I having weird voice crack. Golly, please save me. Help me. Help me. Okay, wait, because actually it's supposed to, like, you know. So basically the gradient I'm doing at first actually supposed to go into the direction of the light. So for example, like, if the light is hitting from the top, you're going to have lighter color on top and darker color on the bottom. And I think this is actually the best way to do that, for me at least, in my style. So please remember that whatever I'm saying that is like best for me or whatever, or like the best method, it's mostly like what I'm saying about my style personally. for you it might be a bit different, so do test out if you feel interested, but always try to figure stuff out. Bro is cooking. Hi TB, glad to have you, or Misaki, yeah. Hi Misaki, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it's going? I think this is the first time it's around, so hope you find a comfy corner here. How are you? Bro is cooking, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Glad you like it. Yeah, it's not really that difficult, at least the thing I'm doing right now. I believe that more it would be more difficult to actually do some, you know, realism. So yeah, I'm glad you like the illustration. I'm really darn glad. Like the full illustration, right, where there's like the entire perspective. So I still think like I should try to push myself a bit further. But I'm really glad that, you know, I'm really darn glad that people like it. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to do this. And now I'm making another gradient above the knee because there's like a... because like knees, right, are also structured in a very specific way. I can show you in a second. I want to first, you know... Yeah. So basically, legs are built in a very specific way. If we are going to look at things like that, right? We have a leg, we have a joint, and we have another leg, right? And basically over here, like this is your knee, right? So your kneecap is like probably somewhere like this. And you have your, you know, bones like this, right? That's why I'm usually drawing things with cylinders, because you can exchange the like huge portion of like muscle structure and the bone structure with just one cylinder. But then we have like one section of the muscles, second section of the muscles, and third section of the muscles. And this section here, it's actually creating shadows like this over your kneecap. That's why I'm doing this and just making like a nice, you know, tilt up. That's like the general, you know, concept around it. And most likely you can see that I'm doing more or less the same thing here, because it's the same rule. Elbows are kind of similar, you just don't get the kneecap, or because like, yeah, you don't have like any kind of cap here, like for your knees. It's just like, you know, connection with your bones with like some kind of cartilage and probably some muscles and stuff. So yeah, that's why it's just slightly different, but it still has kind of the same logic behind it. And well, hope I'm not boring y'all with my, you know, talk. Hope I ain't. I'm kind of trying to, you know, explain some things before I'm going to start doing the Davis's Art Academy. It'll be crazy when someone is going to pop up into the stream and like ask about something art related. I'm just going to tell them the freaking exact episode from the Davis's Art Academy that they are going to just need to watch to learn. Oh yeah, that's good enough, I think. Maybe like at the tops here I could make like a gradient, you know, as if it's just getting lighter. Huh. Also, I've seen today some trailers of new anime, and I have to say, like, it's such a disappointment to look at those. New anime nowadays are barely getting any kind of, you know, thing going on. Like, the new anime are just, you know, they are not done well. There we go. I feel like the newer anime are just getting half-assed or a lot of budget instead of like going for other sections of the animation. It's just straight up going only to like one very epic scene and that's it. And that doesn't really save anyone, you know? Like everything seems to be so rushed recently. Literally so, and some anime, I don't even remember the name anymore, but I've seen some anime trailer where literally the character with long hair was walking by and the hairs were like literally freaking tungsten heavy and had no bend to them while the character was moving. It's like crazy that those things are happening. Or like some talking scenes where you just have a still image and a freaking mouth is moving only. It's lazy at this point. Like seriously. And like, you know, I guess I can say like, oh, okay, it's because like some other anime are getting the more experienced directors or more experienced people because like the studios doesn't want to like mess things up for those anime, so like they are going to pick like no-name anime and like sacrifice their quality over the quality of the other anime that they want to keep up the quality for. And okay, I guess, but it's such a scammy you know, it's such a scammy tactic, basically. Because like every single anime deserves some love. Like should, you know? And then I'm looking at anime like Akame ga Kill and I'm like in awe how well the freaking animations can be. Like seriously. And this is anime from like what, 2013, 2014? Something like that. Like golly, you know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, like, you know, I understand because like a lot of people have, you know, kind of the same way of thinking, I suppose. And like, I suppose they just rush a lot, even the experienced artists, giving them like very tight, you know, things. And it's not even an artist issue at that point. It's literally probably just like managers' inexperience in the field that they are managing over, or just very tight budget and like forced out that impossible deadlines for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's genuinely crazy. But it's also very unhealthy. I'm really, because like, here's the thing, for example, they've said that the new Dragon Ball Super season is going to come out finally. I think this year, something like that, or next year, whatever. I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared that this anime, right, the new Dragon Ball Super season, is going to be even worse graphic-wise than the start of Dragon Ball Super itself. You know what I'm saying? And even though they are like, oh, we are going to put the legacy in, you are going to see the art style of the anime as it was for Dragon Ball Broly movie, the new one, right? Dragon Ball Super Broly. And, you know, it's just like, okay, cool. But like, you can still screw that up. And like, I'm just hoping that I'm just thinking too much and it's not going to be the case, but I don't know. If other anime would be coming out, you can be sure that if other anime like Bleach, Dragon Ball, One Piece would be coming out nowadays, you can be sure that most likely they would be crapped on, and basically like people would not really be, you know, that happy with them. Mostly because of like how much, like, because like the studios would kill those. I'm not even saying like, you know, the story is not, you know, this. I'm not saying that story is unfit for the current days, because I think it is more than anything. But what I'm saying is that I believe that the studios would kill the anime, like the freaking One Punch Man newest season. Literally, One Punch Man, it was getting worse and worse with each season. Like, go figure. I hate this. I hate this. Because at this point, I could say that I would be able to do that better. You know? And like, sure, it would take me some time, but like, you know, with a huge ass studio with so many people, maybe I could do better than One Punch Man the third season. You know? I'm not saying that as often for many things, but that One Punch Man season, like, yeah. Like, that literally doesn't have much like protection for the artists. And the worst thing is that, for example, they're like forced to be like this, or like forced to draw something like that, and basically it's going on their account. Like, how could you even like release something like that? How you could like draw something like this? And like, you know, every artist that is taking part in such project and is drawing this is most likely going to struggle later on with finding jobs on different projects, because like, ew, like, you were taking part in freaking One Punch Man? Like, seriously? Like, third season? You know? It's just, yeah. I'm just hoping that at some point things are going to get better, and I'm hoping that the anime I'm watching are going to be better. Like, one of the things is to also, for anime, is also wait like additional, I think 4 to 5 months, maybe 6, like half a year after release, because then you can be sure that the Blu-ray versions, when everything was redone with more time, is going to be actually released. So like, you can see better quality animations and stuff, which apparently is what they are trying to do now with One Punch Man's, but the damage is still done. Like, I don't think anyone would be like interested in checking things. Like, yeah, like, definitely I can see the light in my room getting darker and darker. Golly. Whatever. Some of the things that I'm going to definitely hate while working on this illustration is going to be friggin... wait. Yeah, friggin' hairs. Because hairs are always like freaking killing me, I'm telling you. I don't know why, I just can't get the hairs right. Ever. Boat I don't think needs much details because it's way too small object to get that many details, so we're just going to give some shading. Just to ensure that there's going to be some kind of like popping around to show like what is under what, but we are not going to overshade anything with the bow tie here. Now I'm going to take that. You can see that I'm literally like dodging it. Those hairs, you know? Maybe just one pass through is going to be enough here. Yeah. Like this. It's not like we're going to have like... you know, much shadows, I suppose. There's going to be some highlight here, though. Oh shoot, for some reason okay. Oh yeah, because I took the color of her hat directly from her design, okay. Okay. Alright. That should work. And what else is left? Shoes and hair. And probably some details on the eyes. Oh gee. Oh, and details here. Okay. So yeah, we are actually almost done with this one. I'm going to make some highlights. Yep. Yep. Those shouldn't have much details here. I'm wondering, yeah, I think the plaque is going to be slightly way too eye-catching. Also, we need to get some shadows here underneath the plaque because we didn't add those, so it's looking off. Yeah, that works. Nice. So I think we're going to go with the shoes. I'm really dreading hers, you know? I'm really dreading hers. But yeah. That I don't think I'm going to spend that much time on shoes either. Just this. Same here. This. Those. Here we're going to pick up the orange because like we don't want to really also overpower things, so I'm going to only take like partial shadow, not like a full shadow of it, and I'm just going to pass through a gradient on just quickly, like one thing here, and same kind of treatment, like just that, you know, just to make sure that things stick in, and that's that. Maybe we'll add some things later on for plastic elements. You know, all shoes have plastic. That, yeah, that, like this, you know, just to show that it's kind of popping off, not really that much, but again, like we don't want to overshade things and we don't want to give way too many like elements to stuff. So you're just going to add just some elements to give it some kind of like, you know, depth, and that's it. Here. Bueno. And I'm going to also pick this. Let's give it a gradient. That's enough. And last bit, something that I feared this whole time, the goddamn hearse. Oh gee. Okay. I think I've got like a nice technique to draw hairs. Like first I'm going to make a gradient again. And now I'm going to make something like this, at least for the, you know, elements here. And now I can start, you know, add some depth, volume to the hairs and such. Okay. I love her. I love her. And I'm just kind of adding all the hairs and splits and such by hand instead of like actually making a liner for those. It's probably a bit better case. Those need to be darker here because, like, you know, they're lower. Okay, I think like this, maybe? And yeah, we're just going to get her the basic hair color of hers. But she has like some tinted hairs, you know what I mean? And that I think I'm going to like just overlay on top of that the color of like the different color, you know what I mean? I still want to keep up with her, you know, character's design. Hell yeah. Okay, I think they look good, the hairs, and I think I've done them relatively quickly. I was dreading this method, you know, what if, you know, but surprisingly it worked. Nice. Just need to like figure out some other elements, you know, make sure that there are no loose ends in the entire thing. Okay, and her hairs are at some point getting like a greenish blue, like this, and they're like kinda, yeah. I need to get this. I'm going to do that on a separate layer, and I'm going to overlay the colors on top of each other. I'm still going to use a, yeah, like this, and overlay. Oh, wait, 0. There you go. Overlay. Now overlay is not working. Hue, kinda. Hue and now overlay, and just kinda. Yeah, that seems alright, I think. Yeah. I think that's even exactly the same kind of tint that she has, so that's cool. And another thing here we're going to do. So that's that, and here's another one. Okay, and we're literally going to copy. I'm going to throw that one out, copy and paste that one again, and make an overlay. Okay. And I'm just going to use this because she apparently has some like break-ins with her hairs, right? Like this. You know, they're mixing, right? It's like partially dyed hair, I guess. But you can still, you know, see some differences between the colors, I guess. Yeah, looks cool. Okay. Nice. There you go. And I'm going to merge all of those layers. Go here. And I need to also make some highlights for the hairs. So like this. And that was good enough, I guess. Maybe like I'm going to pick up this color and actually make it slightly brighter because those hairs seem weird. They actually seem slightly weird. Oh. Hi TW Green, good to be here. How are you? How's it going? Decided to be gay. Hey, congrats for your cousin, actually getting out of the closet. Nice. Congrats. He's having family issue? Oh well. I guess like as much as you can do is like trying to be, you know, supportive of him. Remember, it's not like deciding to be, it's just mostly about like just feeling like this, you know? So like had some friends that also went through literal hell just to, you know. Yeah, he had a GF. Well, a lot of people okay, how to say this? A lot of people are like, we're talking about like very old cases, right? So like people have wives and 4 kids, right? This is like how advanced they are, and they have grandchildren even, right? So we're talking about 50-60-year-old people. Do you have any idea how much there are divorces of older couple because of those? It's because the surroundings are pressuring, kind of oppressing those people, into getting into you know, male-female relationships, you know? That's why, you know, he might have had a GF, but he always felt differently, right? And he just wanted to finally feel himself. Maybe he found someone, good for him, and just like, you know, yeah, like that's the thing, right? Just try to be supportive of him. You know, things are going to be rough. Things are going to be rough. So I'm really hoping that all's gonna get good for him. So I've had a friend who like even had to move out from his house because, like, you know, his parents didn't want to even talk with him. So yeah, but that's why right now, like, he might need a friend, so try to be with him. I am the cousin. Hi Leo, glad to be here. How are you? Hoping how's it going? Hi. Bro actually joined. Hey, let's go. Once again, man, congrats. Congrats on coming out of the closet. It's a difficult step to go through, you know? Congrats. I mean, yeah, like, you know, people are having difficulties to, like, admit that. That's why, you know, I guess usually it would be like, congratulations that you've built up enough courage to, like, get through that, you know? Because, like, all the thoughts, like, what family is going to say and stuff. So, like, I guess. Like, you know. Sorry, I'm awkward and autistic. Oh my. Alright, let's shade that burger patty. So depressing, confused. Man. Yeah, I get it. Worry not. Time will fly, and, you know, just be yourself. Yeah, we don't want to judge, right? We don't judge here, so, you know, we are, yeah, we're accepting people here. Maybe I'm not myself representative of the of that community, but I'm doing my best to, like, help people to feel comfortable around things, and, you know, just let them be themselves. That's a nice looking burger. And hey, actually, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm wondering what else can I add, because usually I'm adding stuff to the illustrations. Actually, wait, I want to test something out, so give me a second. I want to make a colored line art. Yeah, I don't think it's for me. Just normal line art and that's it. But I can still take some black and actually do something like this. Hell yeah. Other dimple or mole, I don't know. No, that's like we have an already like made character, right? Because we are drawing a VTuber. So we have already established design. It's more like what we can add to the illustration itself, you know? Like from objects. Because I usually am adding like some objects around, right? Like for example, some like table or other items. Just to make things fit. Hell yeah, just look at that. The eyes are looking also really good. I guess it's good enough. Because like, if I would want to add something, I would have to like add the thing like covering her partially, and I don't want that. So yeah. Yep. Let me just quickly check for some more stuff. I guess... Okay, I think I know what we can add, but like, you know, real quickly. So I'm going to merge the character together, right? So it's one layer. On top of that, I'm making another layer. And I'm just going to add like portion of a counter, I guess. Or just a bun, I guess I could just make the buns like floating. The question is, do I want to? Okay, no. I think it's going to be like, for some reason, Kiara is taking a lot of space. That the negative space is like surrounding her quite well. You know what I mean? And sure, I could add a little bit more to it and add like some objects or stuff, but like, you know, I think we're, you know, literally in the place where adding anything else is going to actually ruin the perception of the entire illustration. So yeah. But hey, you know, that's nice. So folks, I think we're going to wrap up. Again, tomorrow we are not streaming, right? Tomorrow we are not streaming. We are going to take a break. Or, well, we will see. Maybe I'm going to be in a mood for a game, but, you know. Yeah. Meanwhile, of course, folks, thank you all for coming. I don't have the button to like read through everything, you know, through all of the nicknames, so I'm going to just say, you know, everyone, thank you again so much for being active in the chat. I really appreciate talking with you all. As always. I love talking with all of you. I love chatting with you all about random topics, so I am like, I'm glad that you stay with me and listen to my yapping. Meanwhile, folks, as always, stay creative, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care and